sacred knowledge from the stars. Vedic truth heals ancient scars. Mantras clear the karmic way, bringing light to guide each day. Let the planets show their signs as the cards and stars combine. Ancient wisdom flows through time. Cards reveal the grand design. Om Namah Shivaya divine. Let the cosmic rhythms align. Om Shanti Om.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to my once weekly show. My name is Michelle Marie, and I am the owner and operator of astrologicaltarot.com. And I am both a Vedic and Western astrologer, as well as a tarot and oracle card reader. So go ahead and get your questions in the chat for tonight's readings. But before I go into our live tarot and oracle card readings, I would like to go into the June astrology by sign. So first I'm going to go into the collective and what we can expect there. And then I'm going to go into by sign. So if you're not sure what your sidereal sign is, if you go into the description or to astrologicaltarot.com and click on free Vedic chart or free chart, you can go ahead and enter your information and find out what your rising, your sun, or your moon is for tonight's readings. And then I'm going to get into our lovely readings tonight. And it's lovely to see you, Steve, Sybil, Ramsey, lovely to see you too. And Jonathan's in the chat too. So say hi, Jonathan. He says hi. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the readings for June. All right. So June is not going to be a light month. Okay. So this is one of the most consequential turning points of the year because we are entering a completely different energetic landscape because Jupiter is going to enter Cancer on June 1st, its exaltation sign. So in Vedic astrology, Jupiter represents wisdom, law, ethics, religion, expansion, protection, governments, education, wealth systems. And then Cancer represents nourishment, homeland, security, family, emotional foundations, and the masses. It also represents protection and survival. That's why Cancers have that hard-shelled crab, right? So, but for the chart of the United States, Cancer corresponds to the 8th house. And the 8th house is not comfortable territory for the Western nations. It represents death and rebirth, hidden systems, chronic illnesses, debt, taxes, inheritances, shared resources, psychological crises, institutional transformation, and a lot of secrets and exposure. So while Jupiter is very exalted and powerful in Cancer, it's entering one of the most karmically intense houses possible. So that means June begins a period where massive hidden realities continue to surface on a global level, and especially in Los Estados Unidos. So here's the eclipse story that we're still living, because eclipses last for 6 months, sometimes a little bit more. And to understand June, we have to go back further into the spring. So we had that February eclipse, and that was in Dhanishta Nakshatra. This exposed a lot of instability surrounding wealth, institutions, and concentrated power. And then we had a March lunar eclipse in the Purva Falguni Nakshatra. This revealed a lot of imbalances in relationships, pleasure culture, entertainment, scandal, and moral decay along those lines. It's Leo versus Aquarius, the collective versus the kings and queens, okay, the oligarchy. Now, the true turning point, which I've mentioned to you guys, was during the April 8th, 2024 eclipse. And that was a solar eclipse that went right over the Midwest and southern parts of the United States, up into the northern Midwest area. And that was in Ravati Nakshatra. Now, Ravati is the final nakshatra. It dissolves old cycles before rebirth. And this eclipse corresponded almost exactly with the public emergence of Project 2025 and the acceleration of structural changes within the United States government and the institutional systems. So astrologically, this beautiful nakshatra revealed the dismantling of our safety nets, the restructuring of systems, questions surrounding nourishment, because it's the star of nourishment, care and survival, the privatization of collective resources, the concentration of executive authority. And since then, we've watched a lot of escalating attacks on our regulatory systems, some rollbacks on climate initiatives, the expansion of corporate influence, cuts to a lot of public protections, and social polarization intensified dramatically. So the astrology reflects the transition from one collective cycle to another. And it was this eclipse that convinced Jonathan and I to leave Los Estados Unidos and start our life abroad. So this is what's being triggered globally in June. As June begins, we have Mars, who is very strong in Aries. Mercury is strong in Gemini. Rahu, which is the north node, is strong in Aquarius. Jupiter changes signs on June 1st and is exalted in Cancer. And then Kaal Sarpa Yoga, which is when all of the planets are hemmed between the nodes, starts June 7th. And that causes a lot of karmic things to resurface. So this will create an atmosphere of acceleration because all the planets are direct, information overload, technological expansion, conflict escalation, especially with Mars being in Aries, psychological instability, and rapid institutional shifts. And we're already seeing this reflected in our news cycles, wherever you're getting your news from. So the astrology strongly supports the geopolitical escalation of the month of June. This is a combination of, like I said, Mars being strong in Aries, Rahu being strong in Aquarius, and Jupiter entering the 8th house from the US perspective. And this creates conditions for intensified military rhetoric, cyber warfare, economic warfare, intelligence disclosures, proxy conflicts, and sudden international developments. Now, the ongoing tensions involving Iran and the United States fits this symbolism directly because Mars in Aries is very impulsive, it's very militarized. And Rahu amplifies extremism and a lot of technological warfare because Aquarius is the sign of tech. So we may see increasing concerns around surveillance systems, AI militarization, that's like, drones and torpedoes and things like that, data security, and infrastructure vulnerabilities. Now, there's also an explosion of data centers and AI infrastructure going on as well. And one of the clearest manifestations of Rahu in Aquarius has been the rapid expansion of AI systems, data centers, digital surveillance, and automated infrastructure. I've got the moon here. I understand Aquarius. My husband also has planets there as well. And we both worked in tech for many years. And so we can kind of follow this. So this month continues that trend aggressively, but there is a bit of a shadow side to this because Aquarians also govern those collective systems. And Rahu intensifies appetites without restraint. So questions around these data centers are water usage, energy consumption, land displacement, environmental strain, labor replacement, and digital dependency will continue to grow louder. And this goes all the way to December 5th. So this is not just a technological story. This is a karmic story about who controls the information and who benefits from the future being built, which is why there's this race in AI. So there's also, because of this 8th house energy that I talked about, climate disease and environmental stresses that we can expect to start blossoming from this energy. The astrology reflects growing concerns around climate instability, disease outbreaks, public health infrastructures, and the Saturn in Pisces energy often exposes consequences of neglect in these areas because Saturn's the karmic teacher. Now, as Jupiter enters the 8th house of the US, the hidden systematic weaknesses will become harder to ignore, and people are really going to start seeing this stuff. Concerns surrounding outbreaks, public health response limitations, and the long-term effects of institutional cuts will fit the symbolism of this transit. This goes all the way to 2027, and then with Saturn in Pisces 2028. So we're going to see this for a while. Natural disasters may also intensify this month, particularly involving water or flooding, and any infrastructure failures due to heat-related events or agricultural disruption, because Cancer and Pisces are both water-oriented signs. Now, we also have some financial systems, taxes, and exposure coming, because the 8th house also rules our taxes, our shared wealth, our hidden finances, investigations, and institutional secrets. Jupiter's helping us out in this area because the eclipses start after December 5th for 18 months. So he's revealing all of these things so that we can get ready for them. So it's unsurprising that there already are conversations around IRS protections, elite shielding, Epstein-related disclosures, financial security, and corporate influence. They are going to continue to resurface. And the astrology suggests that hidden networks being exposed slowly over time are going to occur, not all at once, but very steadily. Now, we are in a period of Adhika Masa. What does Adhika Masa mean? It is an extra month. We get it every now and then. It's actually started on last month, actually the middle of this month, and it goes until June 15th. And it is extremely important spiritually, because Adhika Masa indicates a karmic pause. It asks humanity, what have we become disconnected from? What nourishes us? What deserves preservation in our lives? This is a month for reflection and purification. So let me go into the important June transits, and then I'm going to go into what this means by sign. So there is a huge emotional and institutional shift. The themes are around homeland security, food systems, family structures, emotional polarization, housing, chronic illness, collective grief, and healing. And next week, I'm going to go into what Jupiter in Cancer, which lasts for a little over a year, will mean for you by sign. And this, again, lasts the whole year. So bring your journals and bring them out now, too, because I'm going to go by sign for June. On June 7th, Kaal Sarpa Yoga returns. And that is when the collective tension is going to rise again. You can expect more polarization, some media intensity, emotional volatility, and extreme reactions. But from June 8th through 9th, we're going to get a little break because we have a Venus-Jupiter conjunction. And this is one of the most beautiful transits of the month because it can offer compassion, emotional healing, creativity, spiritual support, because these are the two gurus meeting in the sky. And it's a reminder that humanity still contains goodness despite all of this media noise that's been going on. Then we have a new moon in Mrigashira, and this occurs on June 15th. And so this is where a lot of the collective is going to start seeking truth, direction, stability. It may correspond to major revelations and public questioning, which is good. And then we have Mars entering Taurus on June 21st. Now, this is when conflict becomes more stubborn and materially focused, because the potential themes are food prices, land disputes, economic frustration, and resource competition. So the last time Mars was in Taurus was the summer of 2024, and that's when an estimated 86.3% of U.S. households were food insecure. This is according to the USDA. And during the 2022 to 2023 summer transit, that was another time that Mars was in Taurus, about 1 in 7 people experienced severe food insecurity. And in 2021, roughly 1 in 8 Americans faced severe food insecurity due to the ongoing economic fallout from COVID-19. So when you take all of these statistics together, these patterns suggest that the Mars and Taurus cycle, which rules food, nourishment, what makes us feel secure, our savings account, it coincides with a mounting strain on our basic resources. So we can expect this to keep escalating. And then on June 29th, one of the planets goes retrograde. Until now, we've had a couple of months where none of the planets have been retrograde, but Mercury retrograde begins on the 29th. And this is extremely important because it could bring some communication confusion, some transportation issues, delayed agreements, revisions involving homeland, family, security, because it begins in Cancer. And so some emotions can distort our perception easily, all right? So then on June 29th, we have a full moon in Sagittarius, and this is in Purva Ashada Nakshatra, Leo Navamsha. And we close June with this very deeply ideological and emotionally charged full moon. It's one of the most passionate and uncompromising nakshatras. My husband has a stellium here, so I know about this. It's symbolized by the fan that you can see here because it's purification through truth, emotion, and conviction. And this nakshatra does not like to compromise once it believes it's found the truth. Because of this, the final days of June may bring a really intense or intensified political rhetoric, global debates around our morality, our law, our freedom, strong emotional reactions from the public, important legal or international developments. And this full moon amplifies themes surrounding media narratives, propaganda, public outrage, national identity, and foreign relations. So because Sagittarius, this is the sidereal calculation, which is the math in the sky, is connected to our belief systems, higher knowledge, religion, international affairs, and world leaders and institutions may make some bold declarations and controversial decisions during this lunation. Okay, so just prepare for that. On a personal level, what this full moon is asking you is, what beliefs are guiding your life right now? Because it's so important that we stand in truth and not at what we want the world to be. So this is going to bring you a lot of wisdom, a lot of expansion, rather than fear and division. Okay. Now in the Leo Navamsha, this adds a little drama, a little pride, a lot more visibility to this moon. So the collective may feel emotionally certain that they're right, making arguments against the power struggles in a more theatrical and difficult kind of resolve way. But at the same time, Purva Ashada carries a tremendous spiritual potential for us, because this nakshatra reminds us that purification begins when our illusions break apart. I can already kind of see it in the spiritual collective. I'm going, now you see why I moved to Mexico. And they're going, you called this 2 years ago. And I go, yeah, it's the sky, not me. It's looking at the history and the astrology. So here are some remedies for this full moon. You can spend time in prayer, meditation, or contemplation. Avoid any reactive arguments online, or especially in your personal relationships. You can offer water or flowers in gratitude to your altar or outside in nature. You can read sacred or philosophical texts, and you can focus on humility rather than winning. And some helpful mantras that you can do are, and this one's for Sri Vishnu, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And you can do that 108 times on a mala. And another one you can do is Om Guruve Namaha. And that's best recited on Thursdays. Now, this full moon closes June with a very collective and beautiful question. What kind of future are you truly trying to create? And what inner truth must we confront before we can build it together? So here are some Vedic remedies for June, just for the collective, especially if you're feeling a little anxiety and fear. Here's a good mantra that you can do. And Shiva removes tamas, which is, fear, anxiety, greed, all those things that people can struggle with. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. And you can do that every day, all day, because Shiva's always there. And then a really good one that you can also do, I mentioned him before, is Brihaspati's mantra. Om Gram Grim Gram Sa Brihaspataye Namaha. And this is best done on Thursdays. Okay, so that's another one you can do. Another thing you can do is reduce your media saturation and protect your nervous system. Now for Jupiter and Cancer, you can honor any traditions that bring you wisdom. You can cook some nourishing, grounding meals, strengthen your family bonds, and Thursday practices, because that's what Brihaspati Jupiter rules, are very powerful this month. If you're feeling the Rahu overload, especially with Rahu in Aquarius, he's the North Node, you can limit your doom scrolling, ground yourself physically, get outside, take a tree bath, get your feet on the dirt, spend time in nature, okay? And then a really good mantra for Rahu is Om Dom Durgaye Namaha, Om Dom Durgaye Namaha, Om Dom Durgaye Namaha. Because she rides a tiger because she's overcome the Rahu energy. That's what causes eclipses. Now, we also have Saturn in Pisces. So maintaining spiritual discipline, even when your emotions are fluctuating, is great, because Saturn rewards consistency and discipline. And a really good mantra for him that can be done on Saturdays or Saturn days is Om Pram Prim Pram Sa Shanishwaraya Namaha. And you can do that via Amala as well. Okay, so now let's get into the astrology by sign. We're going to start off with Aries, and then we're going to go all the way to Pisces. Okay, I'm going to do career, money, relationships, and health for you guys this month. So get your journals out. If you're not sure what your sidereal sign is, you go to astrological.com. It's right here. And go ahead and I have a free chart calculator. Okay, so Aries, career and money. This is based on rising sun and moon. Mars is going to bring you a lot of ambition, a lot of visibility, but there are some workplace conflicts that are possible. You may feel pressure to move very quickly regarding finances, leadership, and especially career direction. But Jupiter shifting to your fourth house on June, especially on June 1st, that's going to bring changes involving home, a possible relocation, or just family responsibilities that affect your money decisions. As far as your relationships, dear Aries, you're more assertive than usual, which can be very empowering, but also overwhelming to others. So family dynamics can become emotionally intense this month, especially if unresolved issues can become buried for years. When it comes to your health, watch for inflammation, headaches, blood pressure, or any stress-related fatigue. And a good remedy for you is to offer water to the sun at sunrise and eat cooling foods this month. Breath work can also help you balance that extra fiery energy. And if you have any aloe vera, especially if you're dealing with inflammation, that is very helpful as well. Now let's go to our dear Taurus, career and money. Mars is going to enter your 12th house later in the month, increasing hidden expenses or burnout, especially if you overextend yourself. Mercury and Sun will activate your finances, but important decisions regarding savings, contracts, or possessions are going to arise, so definitely take those seriously. Now, as far as your relationships, Venus is going to soften the communication early in the month, but emotional security may still surface behind the scenes. So you may have to reevaluate who really fully supports your peace and prosperity, okay? When it comes to your health, focus on sleep, hormones, throat health, and your nervous system recovery. And a good remedy for you to do, dear Taurians, is Friday charity. And Venus mantras will strengthen stability and emotional harmony. And I'll give you a Venus mantra right now. You can do this on Fridays, Viernes, Venus Day. Om Dram Dream Dram Sa Shigraya Namaha. Okay. Now, dear Gemini, career and money. Mercury is going to strengthen your ability to negotiate, network, and communicate during the month of June. This is an excellent month for writing, teaching, media, technology, and online work. However, Mercury retrograde at the very month's end may require some revisions or delays. So pay attention to the 29th, 30th, 28th, that 3-day period. Don't do anything crazy on those days. As far as your relationships, you may attract many conversations about struggle, telling people what you truly want, especially emotionally. So some relationships may feel mentally stimulating, but emotionally inconsistent. When it comes to your health, mental exhaustion and overstimulation are possible. And the remedy is to definitely reduce your screen time. Chant Mercury mantras and journal before bed. And a really good Mercury mantra for you is Om Brahm Brim Brahm Sa Budaya Namaha. And that's best recited on Wednesdays. Now, dear Cancer, for career and money, Jupiter entering your sign is one of the biggest blessings of the year. A new 12-year cycle is beginning for you because your opportunities are expanding, especially involving teaching, healing, counseling, caregiving, and any spiritual work that you've been pursuing. Your relationships, you're going to be more emotionally visible, magnetic. Family healing becomes important, and some relationships will even deepen significantly. But when it comes to your health, you're going to have to watch weight fluctuation, water retention, and emotional eating can increase. A good remedy is you could do some moon practices. You can donate silver, and time near water is very highly supported for you. And a good mantra for you this month is Om Shram Shrim Shram Sa Chandra Masaya Namaha. And that's best done on moon days, lunes, Mondays. Okay? Now, dear Leos, career and money for the month of June. The 12th house activation can create hidden stress regarding institutions, taxes, and long-term planning. Some Leos may quietly prepare for major career transitions. As far as your relationships, dear Leo, Ketu, as the South Node, is going to continue to create detachment from people or situations that once defined your identity, and you may crave a little more solitude this month. As far as your health, heart, circulation, and exhaustion definitely need more monitoring. And a good remedy for you, dear Leos, is sun prayers. It's sunrise and acts of generosity to strengthen your vitality. You can also do the Surya Namaskar, which are the sunrise exercises in the morning. And a good mantra for you is Om Hram Hrim Hram Sa Suryaye Namaha. And that's best done on Sundays. Okay. Now, Virgo, career and money for you in the month of June. This is an excellent month for long-term planning and professional alliances. However, some friendships and collaborations may reveal some hidden agendas. Just be prepared for that. As far as your relationships, you may question whether they're emotionally reciprocal. So some emotional discernment improves by the month's end. Now, as far as your health, gut health and anxiety are closely linked this month. And a really good remedy for this is to simplify your diet, reduce any overstimulation, and maintain grounding routines. Okay. And a good mantra for you is Mercury's mantra, and that is Om Brahm Brim Brahm Sa Udaya Namaha. And that is best said on Wednesdays, Miraculous. Okay. Now, Libra, career and money for the month of June. Public visibility increases significantly for you, dear Libra, as leadership opportunities can arise and so can public scrutiny, so prepare for that. But important decisions around authority and reputation is definitely going to unfold. As far as your relationships, balancing your career demands, your personal relationships, those can become a little more challenging. And because some Libras feel emotionally pulled, they're going to be pulled in different directions this month. Now, some ways that you can look after your health are look at your kidneys, your hormones, and stress management. Those are all going to require your attention. And a good remedy for Venus strengthening practices is maintaining beauty in your environment and help emotionally. And a really good mantra for you, dear Libras, this month is Om Dram Dream Dram Sa Shikraya Namaha. And that's best said on Venus Day, or Friday. Now, Scorpio, career and money. Jupiter is going to support expansion through travel, publishing, education, and spiritual work. You may even feel called toward a meaningful direction professionally. Yay. As far as your relationships, there's going to be some deep emotional honesty, and it's going to be unavoidable. So superficial dynamics are going to feel a little exhausting. As far as your health, detoxification and emotional release are so important. You can actually start this tomorrow because we have a Nirjala Ekadashi. Jonathan and I aren't going to eat any food tomorrow just because we can handle that. But you can do no food, no water. You can also just, cut grains out of your diet for the day just to kind of create a little reset in your body. Now, a good remedy for you this month, dear Scorpios, is meditation, water rituals, and ancestral healing practices can be very powerful. And a really good mantra for you is Om Kram Krim Kram Sa Bomaya Namaha. And that's best said on Tuesdays. Okay, Mars days. Now, Sagittarius, career and money, shared finances, taxes, investments, and debts will become major themes. Some Sagittarians like to restructure finances significantly this month, and that's a good thing. As far as your relationships, there are going to be some trust issues, but also some healing that can occur after that. Emotional vulnerability becomes absolutely necessary. When it comes to your health, watch your liver, stress eating, and emotional intensity. They're all going to require some balance in those areas. And a good remedy for you is Thursday Jupiter prayers and charitable acts will bring clarity. And I'll give you a very simple mantra for the month. You can do this on Thursdays. Om Guruve Namaha. And you can do that 108 times, and it should help you out quite a bit. Now, Capricorns, yay, career and money. Partnerships will strongly influence your finances and career growth this month. Contracts and negotiations can become emotionally charged, so look for that. As far as your relationships, Jupiter will activate your relationship sector, bringing major points in love, marriage, and business partnerships. As far as your health, watch your bones, your joints, and any chronic stress requiring any consistent care. A remedy is Saturnian and discipline, which I know you already have, walking, and maintaining healthy routines. That's essential. And a really good mantra for you is Om Sham Shanishwaraya Namaha. And you can do that on Saturdays or Saturn days. Now, dear Aquarians, career and money. Rahu in your sign signifies an amplification of ambition and vitality. Career growth is very possible for you right now, but burnout and nervous system overload are real risks. So when it comes to your relationships, you may feel a little emotionally disconnected while still being mentally overstimulated because of all the career and finance stuff, okay? But your relationships are going to require a little more conscious presence if you're in one. When it comes to your health, dear Aquarians, circulation, sleep, and anxiety are going to require attention in the month of June. Some good remedies are breath work. I created a tutorial on pranayama. You guys can look that up on my channel. It's under remedial measures classes. It's free. You can eat grounding foods like warm stews full of vegetables and grains that agree with your body. And then limit any excessive media or any type of other consumption to help you stay grounded. That's really going to help you with your mental equilibrium immensely, okay? Now, Pisces, final. Oh, love you guys. So when it comes to career and money, there are a lot of creative and spiritual opportunities that are continuing to grow for you. Saturn, though, is going to demand a lot of structure for you, a lot of discipline, a lot of patience, and he's taking off those rose-colored glasses and asking you to see reality. So when it comes to your relationships, a lot of romantic idealization is going to fade. So if you've been in a romance scam or some guy's been pulling your chain, time to open your eyes, dear Pisces, but make room for more realistic emotional understanding. Those people that you kicked away in the past, they might be the ones that are still standing there going, what the heck just happened? Okay? When it comes to your health, watch for fatigue because your emotional sensitivity is going to run a little high because some revelations are coming out, okay, especially over the next year for you. A good remedy is grounding practices, rest, prayer, and try to reduce that escapism. That's absolutely essential this month because Saturn's not going to put up with it, okay? So June is not simply another month for us, dear ones. It's a transition point between worlds. It's when old systems become new systems. It's illusion and exposure. It's fear and spiritual maturity. And it's important that we move slowly, we stay grounded, and we protect our nervous systems. That's the most important thing. And remember that the louder that the world becomes, the more important our inner clarity is. So I want to thank you all for sticking with me through June's astrology. I really hope that that was helpful and that you were able to glean something from that. And I really appreciate you all for being here. So let me go ahead and get to the chat. Oh, so many wonderful people coming in. Steve is here. Hello and blessed Monday evening to all. Lovely to see you, Steve. The lovely Sybil is here. Good to see you, Sybil. The lovely Ramsey is here. Good to see you, Ramsey. He's got a great channel, great conversations. I enjoy being part of his chat. So definitely someone to follow. Egg Woman, I will go ahead and ask your question, Egg Woman, and I'll go ahead and tag it. If you haven't already, I'll get to it. Yes, Jonathan is here. We had a really strong lightning storm here. We were hoping the electricity would stay on. So far, so good. We also got a new tracking app for Jonathan, and we tried it on the main streets last night, up and down the two main thoroughfares here, and it actually worked pretty well as long as we stay in those areas. So that was neat. And then Arka Krishna, I'll go ahead and get your question in. Welcome. And let's see, Maria Scorpio, I'll go ahead and get yours in. Yes, I learned Vedic astrology from Komilla Sutton. I took about 5 years from her, and I continue to go to seminars and take classes, and it's a part of my life. I absolutely love it. And I'm also part of the Sivananda tradition. So welcome. And then it's a good thing I don't follow the news anymore. I hear you, Rachel. It's a lot. I hear you. It's good to see you, my dear. And let's see. Yes, it is a little late. I'm guessing, I don't know what time it is in Norway. It's got to be different for you there. I love that you're here with us, though. Okay, you want to know about views on okay, unidentified. Okay, gotcha. I'll get your question in. We were actually talking with some friends about that the other day. That's interesting. Steve, you are first because you're our first tipper. Your question is in the chat. General reading for Sybil. Oh, thank you, Rachel. This is something that I actually wire wrapped. I love it. And then I've got the earrings and I've got my ring. So lots of amber today. I love amber. And let's see. Oh, it's 3 a.m. Oh, my goodness. Well, welcome, my dear. I got your question in. And then Rose Blue, so lovely to see you. You're going to food banks because there's only a few things you can buy from the store and gas has gone up. Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to get even more intense after December 5th. So definitely, I hope that you're able to make some major changes and get to a better place before especially the end of the year, my dear. And you're reading a daily devotional from the Bible. I love that, Rose Blue. I really hope that helps you. I mean, I read daily devotionals all the time from the Bible. It's one of my favorite texts, along with the Gita and the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. And there's just so many good texts. And I also like to read the Torah as well, because you can actually look at some of the ways that what the Christians call the Old Testament works out. It's just, anything religious, I'm reading it. So I love that for you. And Hari Hari Mahadev, Jai Shiva, Jai Shiva. Oh, I love that you love Shiva too. That's wonderful. And you make a lot of soup. That is and I make soup. I had a garden back when I had a house before we lost our house. That is huge, Rose Blue. I love that. And then the mantras, being a Hindu, I don't recite. I stick to my favorite. You know what? It's all about your Ishtadevati and focusing on that, because that will bring you home. So I love that for you, Blush Heart Love. Oh my goodness. And then Venus is here, my favorite mod with the most. It's so lovely to see you. Thank you for reminding people how to do things. Post questions in all caps to make them more visible. We go in order and tippers go first. You're amazing, Venus. Appreciate you. Okay, and you're wondering about your exam. I'll get your question in. Just make sure that you're in the audience, guys, when I call on you, because I do go in order, okay? And yes, Steve, thank you for your donation. You are first in line. All right. And then Kali, hello, I'd like to ask about Rob and I. Okay, I will go ahead and put your question in. And then, lovely to see you, Garnet. I'm so glad you love the mantras. We appreciate you too, my dear. And then Pink Aura Angel, I will get your question in now. Thank you. So great to see you, Pinky Aura Angel. Love your name. And then, let's see. Venus is saying hi to everyone because she's amazing. And Valerie is here. I will go ahead and get your question in, Valerie. Warrior Girl, it's been a while. It's so lovely to see you, my dear. Welcome, welcome. Aw, let's see. And then, Capricorn here. Aw, hey, Garnet. And then, yes, the Sidereal says you're Cancer Sun instead of Leo. Me too. I am a Cancer Sun instead of Leo as well, Rose Blue. Yeah, it's when you read the nakshatras and you go a little deeper into it, it'll make a lot more sense for you. And then it's good to see you too, Garnet, as always. And you're so welcome for the readings, Ramsey. Thanks for sticking around and listening. We appreciate you. Definitely follow his channel, guys. He's got really great conversations and guests too. And then you're a Capricorn Sun in Tropical and Sag in Sidereal. Yeah, I love that. That's the same as Jonathan. So he actually has 3 signs in Capricorn in the Western, and there are 3 signs in Sagittarius in the Sidereal. Sidereal is the actual math in the sky, so it's really interesting. I've studied both. It's really fun to look into. And you're Cancer rising, oh, I love that, in both. So you're toward the end of Cancer in Western and the beginning of the Sidereal. I was like that with my moon, so that's really cool, Warrior Girl. And it's refreshing to see you too, Garnet. Oh, and we love you, Ramsey. And let's see. Okay, Valerie, you're going to have to, unless you tip, you're going to have to wait a little bit, okay? And then Rachel, what question number am I? I did not see your question come in, So go ahead and repost it. Let me look at my star questions. I haven't starred you yet, my dear, but I'm guessing you'll be second if you tip. I'll have to look over here. Yep, you're second. Okay, my dear. So go ahead and get your question in, and you are number 2. All right. Okay, I got you. I love some cards for the dreaded apartments. Oh, you have three of them. Okay, you're leaning towards 501. I totally got that in. Okay. Oh, and the lovely Jackie is here. I haven't seen you in a while. It's lovely to see you, Jackie. And then you pray to Ollie. Is that bad? Absolutely not. There's nothing wrong with that. He's your best friend. I love that. And Pinky or Angel, you are on the list. No worries. But just know that I go to tippers first. The links are right there in the chat, also in the description. And I spend a little more time on tippers, and then I go in order received, but you need to be in the audience. Okay, my dear? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I was actually just talking, I was just talking to Jonathan about this because we just had a big forum with Allie. And we have to like play with different VPNs to go on certain people's channels. And Scott is one of them because he's in a red zone. I call that the red zone because not everyone can see his stuff because a lot of us are getting shadow banned. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys about that later, but it's really interesting because from Mexico, we can't see into a lot of red state channels. So I thought I'd bring that up with you sometime. All right. And again, you guys, it's a $5 minimum, so just be aware of that as well. Okay. So let's start with your questions. The lovely Steve is first. Yay! Aw. Okay, Steve. How is my Taurus June outlook for love and family? Okay. Well, obviously, you can look back at what I said about Taurians, but I will also pull some lovely cards for you, Steve. Okay. And thank you guys all so much for being here. Please like, subscribe. There's a new thing on YouTube where you can hype, which I think is pretty cool. Let's see. And anything you guys do to help our channels is appreciated because they're going through a lot of algorithmic changes right now. And it's based on area and a bunch of things that they're putting in place via the AI models that are coming out. Oh my goodness, you've got some big energy coming for you, Steve. Okay. Yeah, Jackie. Wow. Wow is right. Oh, I wish Scott was at the meeting because I could have explained what we were going through down here when it came to like watching certain channels and like, yeah, it's a whole thing. Okay. So Mr. Steve, the first card that I got for you was Justice Reversed. Okay. So this tells me that there might be some injustice coming your way. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay. It just means that you are being asked to kind of step into a place where you're going to maybe address some people that are being unaccountable. There's some unfairness that could go on, or they're not taking, this is usually someone who's not taking responsibility for their actions and trying to do some underhanded things, okay? When I asked what area this was going to be in, I got a very interesting card. I got the 10 of Cups, but it came up reversed. So this could be someone in the family, all right? This involves like a broken harmony or a lack of appreciation that's going on, someone that might be taking something for granted, miscommunications, things like that are happening in the family that's causing some injustice that's going on. Now, what is that causing just in the form of overall, how do I say this, the dynamic that we're looking at? And I got the 6 of Swords reversed. So this is delayed progress. It's the need for a resolution, but there's too much internal conflict going on. So there's a discord going on in the family regarding some injustice, and they're unable to move toward peace. Okay, so that could happen during the next June outlook for you. But you're doing so well in your chart right now that you might be able to mitigate this really well. Okay. The reason I say that is that I got a really good card for you. I got the dedication card from the Mahabharata Oracle. Now, this is Gandhari. And Gandhari she appears when devotion reshapes perception. Her blindfold here, it represents empathy and commitment because her husband was blind. So she blindfolded herself and tried to live in, like literally walk days in his shoes. And her devotion was an act of shared experience. So she not only helped him lead him around, but she also tried to experience what it was like to be blind so she could better understand her husband. So this tells me some really amazing things about how you can navigate this difficult family situation that I see coming out, because this card represents commitment to a cause, a person, a greater self-interest, which would be your family. So, try to be empathetic to shared bonds within your family, and dedication to service will definitely elevate any kind of purpose-driven work that you're doing, especially at work as well, because I know that you're doing very well there. So true dedication sees with the heart, and you've got that in spades. It's fully supported. Then another way you can deal with this is I got the loyalty card from the Mahabharata Oracle. This is Supratika. And Supratika, he stands beside you because devotion provides a lot of strength. Now, he literally was so loyal to his caretaker, his master, that he gave his life for him. So his power, he's telling you that magnified loyalty and not abandoning your beautiful duty, even in the face of death, will teach loyalty that is steadfast and not conditional. And so we've got dedication and we've got loyalty for you. Those are the two main themes for you in the month of June. So these cards, they really confirm a lot of reliable support. Loyalty can surround you, and you can also project it onto others. And it's also being required of you. So if you have family members that are coming forward, evaluate where loyalty is being reciprocated, and maybe try to practice a little empathy as well as you figure out where the inconsistencies are, because the consistency will bring the loyalty and these things forward and produce those beautiful long-term benefits and kind of solve the problems that have been long-standing and stuck for a while. So know that loyalty reveals itself through actions and not words, because again, she put the blindfold on and tried to step into her husband's shoes, just as a Supratika stood in front of the fire of Arjuna's arrow for his master. So there's a lot of symbolism in and around you in June, but I know your career's going well. You're doing great there, but there might be some family stuff that demands your attention, and you've got it, okay? Because the reason you're being tested in this area is because you're an advanced soul and they trust you with this energy. Okay, Steve? I hope that was helpful. All right, Valeria, go ahead and get your question in. You are third. Thank you. And let's see. And thank you for being here, Jackie. It's so good to see you. All right. Good to see you, Warrior Girl. Take care. All right. So let's go on to our next question. And that is the lovely Rachel. Okay. 501, 228, and 102. Okay, so I will pull cards for each of those and find out which is better. I'm already getting a good hit on 228, but that's just me. Let me pull some cards first. See what your guides have to say. So 501. I know you got those stairs there. There's some stairs in 501. So that could bring some issue. Ooh, did you guys see that lightning behind me? That was cool. Okay, now let's pull cards for, okay, 228. I'm getting that one's more expensive. Okay. And then I've got 102. Okay, 501 it is. So 501, okay. Here's the warning that I have though. Okay, it might need a little construction, a little zhuzhin up, okay, but they're going to work with you. But then I got the sun. It's going to get a little more sunlight. Again, you're going to have to take those stairs, okay? But I did get 3 of Pentacles and the sun. So those are both okay cards, but just know that there might be construction things that need to happen there, all right? Then for 228, I got that it's more expensive, okay? So it might be a little bit out of your comfortable price range. And I got the Injustice card. So you might want to look a little more into what the contract is for that space versus the other one. All right, especially the lease agreement. One of the best things you can do is get your phone out, take a screenshot, or if they send you the lease via email, copy and paste the whole lease into whatever AI system that you use and ask them to bring out bulleted points about what the lease major requirements are and what's expected for you at different times and places, okay? This really helps us in Mexico for Los Estados Unidos because a lot of the legal terms I'm not able to necessarily understand in Spanish, and the AI helps me with that, okay? As far as 102, I got Four of Wands reversed. You're not going to find this place very celebratory or a good place to really inhabit. Now, 501 did get the best cards, but like I said last week, let me just pull a card for the place that you're in. I know that you're looking to move. Okay, like I said, it would have worked out, but you're looking to move. Okay, so I understand that it would have eventually worked out. Do know that it is your karma to go through some stuff. So regardless of whatever place you choose, I figured this out through Jonathan because he also has Saturn in the fourth, like you, that he's going to test you. You have a lot of karma to pay off when it comes to home and real estate. So no matter where you move, you're going to still deal with some of the karmic challenges. Just to give you an example, every single time Saturn goes over one of my husband's planets or directly aspects it, we have some kind of water related craziness happen, whether it's a giant storm that affects everything, or it's major flooding, which we've had recently. Like we had over 1 inch of water happen twice when he was going through a Saturn opposition last month and the month before. It happened again in Puerto Vallarta, multiple flooding and construction incidents. It was insane. So no matter where you move, know that you're still going to deal with the karma. Okay. But if it makes you feel better to move each time, that's good. But I'm just speaking from direct experience being married to someone with Saturn in the fourth. Okay. I hope that was helpful, my dear. All right. Yes, here we go. Oh, look at that lightning. Yeah, that's just Indra making himself known. Hey, babe, you want to turn off like I'm trying to think, this main light here so you guys can see the lightning in the background. And I'll try to find out another visual effect. Ooh, I'm in the dark. There we go. Now I'm a little bright. So is bright work or cinematic? I think cinematic's kind of cool. That way you guys can see you guys will be able to see the lightning now. Okay. Yay. All right. We have really beautiful lightning storms here in Mexico City. Okay. And then Rachel says, I can drive up so it's no big deal. It's the most private and quiet. Okay. And then, it's 350 more for the more expensive one. Okay. And you said the stairs are okay. It's bright, long tall ceilings. I love that. We have those here too. It's nice, tall ceilings. Look at that. Oh, I love those. Yeah. And then, let's see. Oh, welcome, some patients. Good to see you. And you're rested. That's good. I love to hear that, Rachel. And, tested, not tested. Okay. And then there could be some construction or something that needs to happen to the apartment, but they'll work with you. Okay. And then, let's see. All right. Yes, we do have a lovely view, Jackie. We love it here. Yeah. So, and yeah. Okay. So let's see here. All right. So our next lovely question. So let me look at my email here. Good. Is Valerie. How is Eric feeling about me and our connection at this moment? Okay, I'll go ahead and get some energy in and around your relationship. Hey, babe, you want to turn off the kitchen light so they can see the storm outside? It was really raining hard earlier, you guys. It was really cool to watch the lightning storm. Okay, let's look in and around this relationship. Now, you're still in a relationship with this person. Is that correct? You're not broken up? Oh, my Rita, good to see you. Okay. You are. Okay, thank you, Valerie. Ooh. Okay, you really like this person. All right, but there's some issues in the relationship. Okay, the reason you're asking is that if that's your photo, you're a supermodel. Okay, so you can attract flies and butterflies when you look like that, my dear. So um, yeah, so the reason I say that is the first card that I got was the Four of Wands, but it came up reversed. This is instability. There might be a lack of belonging, some insecurities in the relationship. Okay, so this tells me this is the opposite of the marriage card. So one person is not fully committed to the relationship when I get this card, and that's really important to pay attention to. So how can you pay attention to what's really going on in this relationship? I got High Priestess reversed. You need to really tap into that beautiful feminine intuition that you've been gifted with, my dear, because it's blocked right now. This is your beautiful third eye. Some stones that can help with this are like lapis lazuli. That's one of my favorites. Okay. But there's some issues in and around some secrets, some self-deception that might be happening on your part. You need to listen to your inner self and don't overthink the relationship to the point of anxiety, but try to find some balance there because this tells me that there's a lack of harmony going on. Okay. Now, I asked what kind of lack of harmony was going on, and I went to my Mahabharata Oracle and I got the Desire card. Now, if that's your photo, I can see why this would come up. This is Hidimba. When she appears, desire is no longer something to apologize for because it demands a lot of honesty. Hidamba, she shattered the archetype of the self-denying woman. Her shadow is to sacrifice at any cost, but her light is unapologetic self-knowing. She teaches us that desire suppressed becomes distortion, but desire can be acknowledged, that is acknowledged becomes power. Find out who you are in this relationship. See it for what it really is. Okay, my dear? Because intense attraction and longing arises, but be clear whether this desire honors your future and not just your hunger and the other person's hunger. Okay, so, desire is very sacred when it serves your growth, but it's dangerous when it consumes wisdom. So you need to practice more discernment in the area of relationships because there is some disharmony regarding your relationship that needs to be addressed. It's not a bad thing. It just tells me that you need to focus more on your shared experiences and your devotion to each other. Okay. If you want to stay in the relationship, there's just some work that needs to be done in order to help with those issues. You want to turn the light on in the bathroom? Maybe that'll help with the light on over here. It's still a little dark. Speaking of, I've got a good husband, second time around. So I understand what it's like to kind of to really work through relationships. And we'll be married 11 years this year. Yeah. So, oh my goodness. I hope that was helpful, my dear Valerie. Okay. You're very welcome. Oh, did you guys see the lightning? How fun was that? Okay. Now let us go on to our next question. Let me check my inbox here. Okay. All right. Our next question is Arka Krishna general reading. Now, did you want this or did you want the alien UAP file question, Arka? So make sure that you're in the audience. Arka, are you here? Please check in, Arka. Arka Krishna. Love your name. Let me know if you're here so I can answer your question. After Arka Krishna, we have the lovely Maria Scorpio. Go ahead and check in, Maria. And then after that, we have the lovely Sybil. So please check in. Make sure you're in the audience. And yes, I love the lightning here. It's so fun. It's been going off since this afternoon. Just waiting to hear from you guys. Yeah, so while we wait, yeah, Jackie, a lot of channels are getting shadow banned in red states. It's very difficult for us to get into Scott's channel, especially from Mexico. So it's really interesting. I can't even make comments on Gerald's channel without going into a blue state VPN. It's very interesting. Okay, I'm not seeing you guys. Oh, Sybil's here. Okay, Sybil, you're next. All right. And I do love readings. I'll go ahead and, okay, well, I'll answer your question, but there's over 8 billion people in the world. And yeah, when it comes to X's, I'm just like, I'm an Aquarian. So Jazz, good to see you. Okay. So let's go to the lovely Sybil. General reading, you got it. Now, if you have anything more specific, Sybil, I do appreciate that. And thank you for your tip, Miss Myrita. You are next. Oh, hello. You got Pluto. Lots of transformation coming your way, Sybil. Whoa, as I said that, did you guys see that? Oh, I've got the sky helping me with my readings tonight. I love it when Spirit does that. Okay. Woo. Okay, Sybil. All right. Wow, I rarely get this one. Okay, Miss Sybil. So the first card I got was Pluto. This is Yama, god of death. Death, rebirth, transformation, major changes, life or death issues, phoenix moments. So you can expect some big things coming your way, especially regarding transformation in these areas. Okay. Now, when it comes to where is this transformation going to take place, it's going to happen in the mental realm, because I got the Page of Swords, but it came up reversed. Now, this is a complete mental reset for you. It can involve some false promises, fear of public speaking, I'll talk no action. These are more emotionally immature souls, because, I mean, whenever I pull this, it tells me that I need to recalibrate my mental state into something new so I can get this up right again, because things are changing very quickly. Okay, so life and death stuff regarding the mental state and how you think about the world and the world around you. You know, when we're born, we have these soft baby brains, and we start to develop those folds by interacting with the world around us. So many things are changing so quickly, they're asking you to change. Okay, this could also involve a younger person in your life that's causing some issues. Okay, dear Sybil, because this tells me this could be an immature soul in and around you that's struggling with a lot of the changes that are going on. All right, now this is how you can actively try to mitigate this particular energy in and around you. I got the choice card. This is Draupadi. Now, when Draupadi appears, you're reminded that dignity is not given, it is claimed. She's one of my favorite characters in the Mahabharata, because she was never passive in her destiny. Even when these patriarchal circumstances were imposed upon her, she retained her voice, her intellect, and her moral authority. So she questioned kings. She challenged unjust laws. She refused to accept humiliation as fate. She stood up to men. Her power was not just, it wasn't in physical strength, but it was in clarity of her self-worth and the courage to speak truth in the face of authority. She's just like, yeah, you're full of crap. She's really cool. So this card signals a moment of very significant decision making in your life, and multiple paths are available to you, but not all are aligned for your dignity and your long-term well-being. So know that your choice is a power, but only when it's exercised consciously. Whoa. Okay. So you could be navigating a lot of complex dynamics and demands. This card asks you to choose what honors your self-respect, and know that silence and compliance is also a choice. So be mindful of that. And there could be some opportunities that appear that are quite attractive, but they could require a compromise of your values. So choose the option that preserves your integrity, even if it takes you a little longer. And if you're dealing with anything with your body, know that you need to listen carefully, and clarity will come through honoring your limits. So just know that not every option is meant for you in the next month. Just choose what really honors your truth. Focus on this kind of immature energy coming through. because it's here to teach you something. And know that death, rebirth, and transformation are not bad things. They're just pulling out some stuff that could be an issue later. Okay? All right, I hope that was helpful, my dear. Ooh, this lightning. Ah, all right. I'm glad I'm still online. Okay. So I did see a few tippers come through. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So Miss Myrita is next, and then Kali, you are after that. Okay, Miss Myrita, insight on relationship with your mother. I need some words of wisdom. I'm actually, you know what, Myrita, I'm going to go ahead and pull up your chart because I have it on file. Okay, just give me a second to do that. And while that uploads, I'm going to pull a couple of cards for clarity. Okay. Myrita, there you are. Okay, you have a Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter conjunction in your 4th house. So Jupiter's helping, but Saturn and Pluto can cause some issues. I see that. Oh, and you have okay, you're born near my birthday. So you've got that Saturn. Those are the brothers. That's Lord Yama and Lord Shani coming together to teach you boundaries regarding your mom. Okay? So you're learning boundaries regarding mom. Jupiter's there to help. Jupiter's the divine guru. So you can do that through your spiritual practices and finding out who you are spiritually separate from your mother. Okay? That's the main thing. Let's see what's going on today. You're getting aspected a little bit by, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it's 8th from Saturn. That's interesting. All right, so that's the main thing that I see just like off the bat is you're here to set boundaries with mom. Okay? She tested you pretty early in life. Those tests are really going to amplify after December 6th of 2027, because you're in Jupiter Rahu right now. Ooh, Saturn's going to be interesting for you. That's going to bring a lot of issues around home, family, and mom. Okay, so just be aware of it. That is the major date for you to focus on. Okay, my dear? All right. Let me see. Now, words of wisdom, I got Sagittarius. That's interesting because that's ruled by Jupiter, the guru. All right. So, and that tells me when I look at your chart, that is your 6th house, and you have Mars Ketu conjunction there with Neptune. So there could be some sacrifice on your part to help deal with this energy as well. Okay, Miss Myrita? Okay. And if you guys are a client, she is, so I have her chart in my software, so that's why I'm able to pull it up. Ooh, we got lightning coming for your question, Miss Myrita. I got great cards on how to handle the situation. Okay, my dear. So I got Sagittarius. This is all about finding who you are in the world, moving past what's expected of you and really showing who you are as a spiritual being and being unapologetic about it. Okay. The reason I bring that up, and because, the guru is a beautiful card, studying your Vedic astrology, looking into who you are as a person and how you're here to navigate the world. I also have this conjunction in my chart because we're born, in the same year. So we're both going through this energy of setting boundaries. For you, it's the 4th house of the mother. Okay. So this is very important for you to really show the world who you are and be unapologetically you and not worry too much about what other people think because you give other people too much credit. All right. I got the beauty card. This is all about self-care. You need to spend more time here, my dear. Okay. Beauty comes in many forms. Physical beauty is an outer aspect, but inner beauty is at a soul level, and it can make an even bigger impact on humanity. Wow. Spirit's really supporting that. Thunder. Indra agrees. Okay. So, Urvashi was a divine nymph in Indra's court. Indra's the god of lightning. And she fell in love with Arjuna. So she tried to seduce him, but he refused her advances. So she cursed him so he'd lose his virality. And Indra, god of lightning, softened the curse to last a year. But Urvashi, she was not afraid to confront her desires. She just went, this is what I want, and I'm going to go get it. Okay. So enjoy the beauty and material nature of your life. And you are a beautiful person at a soul level. Okay, so don't forget that. When it comes to your career, you'll do well in a career that beautifies and helps the lives of others. Okay, and I know that you're already doing that, especially because Venus also rules um, childbearing and things like that. But this also tells me to practice a little more self-care on your part. Beautify yourself, get a makeover, schedule a massage, do things for you that make you feel really good, because I'm feeling that there's a lot of issues with mom in this area when it comes to your self-image, when it comes to how you view yourself. You're constantly questioning yourself. You know, instead of doing that, go out and make yourself feel good on a material and a spiritual level. Okay, that's really going to help you move past some of they gave you this mother to help you realize who you're not and develop some boundaries. That's what they're showing me. So beauty with courage can be your new mantra for success. That's the main thing that I'm getting. Once you get past this block in your spiritual development, I got a really good card for you. I got Shanka. Okay, when Shanka sounds, the sacred beginning unfolds. This is the infinity card. So the conch shell, it signifies beginnings and endings, echoings of cycles throughout creation. Its spiral form, it symbolizes eternity, purity, and divine sound. And again, I'm getting all this thunder in the background. It's all about sacred traditions, and sound itself is this beautiful creation. So this is a fresh emotional chapter opening. It's about healing, restoring your innocence and trust. New ventures, new creative ideas, artistic pursuits are favored. It's important that you do some mantra, some breath work, some sound healing, because the conch is all about sound. And know that every ending sings a new beginning for you. So once you start putting yourself first and not believing these negative things that I'm hearing, and start standing up for who you are as a spiritual entity, the world is going to open up for you in a huge way. Okay, so I'm kind of excited to see how this works out for you. Great things are coming your way, my Rita. Know that this is spirit preparing you for that Saturn energy. Okay, so let me see if you said anything. Oh, so many people are coming in. Wow. Okay. Oh, I hope that was helpful, my dear. You've got spirit backing up the reading over here. So I know. And then and Kali says, I can totally relate to you there, my Rita. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes. Oh, your heart went from worry to warm. Oh, that warms my heart, dear. Yeah, and that's spirit literally reminding you. And I got Indra helping me out here. You got an Indra card. So it's all about putting yourself first and stop trying to be a people pleaser. Been there. I've got the same Saturn Pluto conjunction in my chart because we're in that same range annually. Wow, look at that. This is a shared experience. I love that. Okay. And yes, thank you, Kali. Oh, I love it. Ooh. Okay. And you're here till your turn comes. Thank you for being very patient with us, Pinky Aura Angel. Appreciate you. Oh my goodness. Oh, and I'm so glad that it was helpful, my dear. All right. So let me go on to the next question. We have Kali. And thank you for your tip, Kali. Let me find your question here. Okay. You want to ask about Rob and I, please. Is this someone who cycled in my life? Is anything karmically still in the air? Well, we got a lightning storm behind me, so that's a yes. What is the energy? Thank you. All right, Miss Maria, let's look. Let us look. What is karmically going on? Okay. Karmically going on with Rob. Very clear. There have been some wounds between you guys in the past, is what I'm seeing. Very clear. Oh, you got this. That's interesting. She seems to be a theme tonight. Okay. Just taking a little sip from my Tarot Stash mug. Gerald was on with us last week. He's usually on with us at the end of the month, but he's at a quilting conference right now, and the stuff he's creating, like Percival the Penguin and everything else, is gorgeous, you guys, especially if you guys have seen his shorts. It's pretty cool. Okay, so the first one I got for you is ninth house. Now, this is interesting. This is my house of long distance travel. It's the house of, this is a very karmic house, but it tells me that is this a long distance relationship? I'm kind of asking a little bit about that, because when I see this, it tells me that there's some distance philosophically that could be going on here as well. And that if there is a karma that you guys are here to help each other with, it's based in helping each other understand different philosophies of the world. Okay? Let's see. Okay, I'm not seeing anything. All right. So the second card that I got for you was, I got the Four of Cups, but it came up reversed. So this tells me this is not a bad thing. There could be a re-engagement in the relationship. Okay, things could look up, new opportunities, feeling motivated. A regeneration is possible, especially if you're committed to each other. But here is the block that I see between both of you. Okay. I got Nine of Wands reversed. There's some exhaustion. There's some guarding going on. This tells me that you're both feeling a little weak and vulnerable because of some negative behavior patterns in the past. Okay? So there is some room for reconciliation regarding the relationship. It is, in fact, karma. You're here to teach each other something, especially philosophically. Okay? And you're saying, oh, yes. Okay, good. So I got I shuffled my cards in. Guess what I got? I got Dropity for you too. It's time to step into your power, my dear, and let this person know exactly who you are and what you want out of the relationship, and vice versa. Stop skirting around the bushes to try to build your boundaries and coming from a place of pain, because reconciliation is possible, especially if you share and expand your philosophies to kind of meet in the middle road together. Okay. This tells me that once you are able to philosophically understand each other, reconciliation is possible, and you can drop some of those boundaries that you put up. So like I said, Dropity is all about, if you're navigating kind of a complex dynamic with competing demands with each other, this card is asking you to choose what honors your self-respect. Know that silence or compliance is a choice, and be very mindful of that. So speak out, tell each other what you want, be willing to go really big and expansive when it comes to your ideas, and know that reconciliation is possible in the relationship, especially if you're willing to let go of some of those boundaries. Okay? In a good way, not a bad way. It's good to set boundaries, but not when you're constantly coming from a place of hurt. And when I pull that card, it tells me that you both are coming from that space. Okay? I hope that was helpful, my dear. Okay. Yes, we were in a long-term relationship and always felt lots of karmic healing through, and we've lots of distance since then. Wanted to move on from him spiritually as I do step into my sovereignty. That makes sense. Okay. Again, it is possible to reignite the relationship, even if it's just a friendship, but it's really important that you, again, honor who you are and what you want. And the distance was there to help you both navigate through the traumas of past relationships and things that you're dealing with. But if you're willing to, oh my gosh, like move to another country together, discover a new philosophy, the guards will come down and you'll be able to reconnect. Okay, that's the main thing, because that tells me that you're both highly philosophical and capable of change, but you've got some wounds there. All right. It's the hurt energy that was pulling my vibration down. Both of you. I mean, I got it from both of you. Okay. So it's not just you. The sky agrees. Okay. All right. It was wonderful to see you here in the chat, Jackies. Definitely email me. Love you, sweetie. All right. I haven't gotten to you yet, Aveda God. All right. Some patience. You are next, my dear. Let me find you in the chat. Some patience. Again, we're going with tippers first, and then we go in order. Okay, guys? Okay. Let's see, some patience. Looking for your question here. All right, general check-in on messages from my guides. If nothing on that, I seem to be transitioning from doormat, yay, to direct communication. Direct, sassy, and blunt. Is that really the direction for me? Yes. Okay, let's move. No, I'm just kidding. I'll pull some cards for you. But yeah, that tells me yes, that's a good thing. A lot of people are developing very clear and healthy boundaries, especially in these times. Okay. Now, finding out who we are morally and who we aren't. Oh, some patience. You're going to love the card I just pulled. Oh, good. Oh, you know what it is. It involves lightning. All right. Some patience. The first card I got was Cancer. This is your home. This is about making your life a sanctuary, honoring your emotions, seeing empathy as a strength. Your sensitivity is beautiful, and your ability to connect with others and mother them is reciprocated in a good way when you're in those relationships they go both ways. Okay? So it's important that you use your intuition, your feelings to protect yourself. And if that means being a little sassy, it's fully supported. Because you went through a tower moment. So this kind of mirrors what's going on outside today. Okay. You know, you've gone through this. Okay. That tower moment was to bring clarity, because the moon reversed is all about clarity through trauma. Okay. You went through this major trauma to find out who your friends were, who your supporters were, who truly had your back, especially in and around your area. Okay. This involves family. This involves friends. This involves care. If you were all by yourself when you went through that and people still reached out to you for help, despite the fact that you broke both arms and legs and had to go under surgeries, that tells me those aren't your friends. Those aren't your family. Time to be sassy. Okay. I figured this out when I also had some injuries and divorce and everything else. You find out who's truly there for you through thick and through thin. Okay. That is what's really going to bring you a lot of that. Yes, I feel like it's rude, but my barometer is set at 100 on that front. I know it's not mean, just direct. As long as it's not a second tower. No, no, it brought clarity. The tower moment brought clarity. That's what I got. Okay, you've been through this. Got the lightning to confirm it. What that brought to my attention, because Cancer also rules the mother. I don't know what kind of relationship you have with her and how that affected you moving forward, but you say many reminders. I'm supposed to be self-reliant and walk my path on my own. If you were by yourself, your friends aren't your friends, your family's not your family, especially when you go through a trauma like that. Okay, I had to find out the hard way too. Jonathan's friends helped me. Jonathan helped me when I was going through my stuff, which was, home. That's a whole thing. It was crazy, but they helped me. None of the people in my circle helped me. They, in fact, went against me. This is you doing some thinning. They call it the great thinning in your relationships. It's here to teach you who is for you and who is against you. The people who are with you when you're in your hardest, craziest moments are the people that have your back. Now, if they are either helping, some can't help financially, but if they're helping you emotionally or offering advice, that's another way. Okay. I'm talking about people that should 100% be there for you, like close family and friends who weren't during this trauma. That brought you a lot of clarity. I say that because I got the 10 of Cups reversed. You found out who was there for you and who wasn't. Okay. Now, they're asking you not to seek revenge, but to seek intuition through all of this. Okay. See this as your chance to basically wipe the slate clean and choose better relationships for your growth, your maturity, and your support system moving forward. Because as the economy gets worse, as people become more desperate, they are going to become more predatory, or even at a worse extent, parasitic. So it's important that you avoid personalities like this in your life, because they will continue to drain you from your own life's mission and your own growth as a soul. So my mother, I've never been loved more by someone who understands me. At least I'm a stranger to my family. We have no contact anymore. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, sweetie. So what this tells me is you are developing very important boundaries in and around what it's like to nurture, to mother, to be there for others, which you have, but also to realize that you deserve it in return, and to try to find that reciprocation. Okay. I went through this as well. My therapist called it the great thinning, and it was everyone. I mean, everyone. It was insane. So, but what it allowed me to do was then develop relationships with people that truly had my back, but also to stand in autonomy and set those boundaries and be a little sassy sometimes. And I call it being assertive, not being aggressive, not saying, you know what, you did this and you did that. No, it's literally saying, you know, I wish the absolute best for you, but that does not vibe with my particular energy and what I need right now. And when you're ready, we can have a coffee sometime, and you're away from this person or this situation or this lifestyle. We can have a coffee sometime and maybe uh, talk then. But these are people that need a little more growth. They need a little more understanding. Okay, my dear? I hope that was helpful. Oh, that was a lot of energy. There's no hostility. I don't sugarcoat anything anymore. Excellent. Yeah, that's being assertive. I'm not worried about you being aggressive, because you're a very empathic person when I pull Cancer. It tells me that you're trying to nurture others, but you forget to nurture yourself sometimes. And it's important to attract people that at least have a little bit of that, so that when you have your own tower moment, which brought some clarity for you, you attract people that are truly there for you and your highest good. Okay? I hope that was helpful, my dear. And thank you for tipping. So I appreciate the exchange of energy. Okay. Our next lovely question is Blush Heart Love. Are you in the audience, my dear? And then we have Pinky Aura Angel. And then we have Aveda God. Are you here? Are you here? Please check in. Oh, I'm so glad that that was helpful. Thank you so much. Aveda God, thank you so much for checking in. Just going to wait for a couple of seconds for the next two. And then I'm going to go ahead and let me check my tips over here. Okay, we're good. All right, making sure I get everybody. Okay, Aveda God, you are next. Thank you for checking in first. Will your ex come back? Well, you know, an ex is an ex for a reason. It could either be a break where you guys both get to, you know, go your own separate ways and learn how to work with each other outside of that dynamic. Or it was just there to teach you something temporarily. So let's see what this person is in your life. You know, some of our greatest enemies and biggest hurts can become our biggest lessons. They can help us really find out who we are, what our boundaries are, what we're willing to take and not take, and know that Mother Earth is constantly giving, constantly providing for us. So walking away from relationships that no longer serve is not necessarily a bad thing. It can serve a higher purpose toward our future and our soul's development. Okay, my light Sears Tarot is really coming out for you. Yeah, don't get back together with this person. You're really good by yourself. I got the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so this tells me that being grounded, being here, this is, oh, thank you, Blush Heart Love. Thank you for checking in. So the Queen of Pentacles tells me that stability is number one in your life right now. Self-care, making sure that you're okay financially and materially. That is the number one thing that this person taught you, and standing in that light. Okay. The issues in and around the relationship. I got the Page of Wands reversed. Okay. This tells me that there was some intellectual immaturity going on. When I get the Page of Wands reversed, it is a very, how do I say this? It is a card that tells me that there's some immaturity, some lack of focus. There's a lack of direction in the relationship because there's some impulsive decision making, and one person or both are being treated unfairly. Okay, so that is the main energy that I got in and around it. Now, I did pull another card for some more clarification, and I got Justice reversed. This is dishonesty, a lot of avoidance mechanisms going on, unaccountability, unfairness, dishonesty, not telling the truth, just not taking responsibility for actions. So you're being asked to step into something with more balance, more integrity. Then I got the Sun reversed. Okay, they're acting this way because they have inner child wounds, and you may have some yourself. There's bad communication going on. That brings delays in success in any relationship. So, some happiness, but it's not really enough to make it work. And there's feelings of unworthiness going on because of that. And just to kind of add a little more to the situation, is I got the Four of Wands reversed. What does this tell me? This is the opposite of the Marriage card. It's instability, a lack of belonging, insecurity. So they taught you what you didn't want. What you want is stability. What you want is self-care. What you want is a place where you can stand on your own and feel really good about yourself. But it wasn't in this relationship because it was a lot of immaturity, a lot of instability, and a lack of focus. Okay, my dear? But know that relationships like that can teach us a lot. Okay? I've had my own. No judgment from me. That's what we're here to learn. Okay, my dear? Now I'm going no contact. You see her returning. Yep. Okay, 10 million%. Thank you so much. You're so welcome. 100,000%. Yeah, don't have any contact anymore based on my cards. Okay. All right. Yeah. Don't have any more contact. This was to teach you a lot, sweetie. You went through it. Woo, did you go through it? Okay. Just see, look at the lightning striking in the background. This was to teach you what you are supposed to set boundary-wise for each other. This relationship is not meant to be. It's to show the other person, both her and you, that there needs to be a very clear demarcation between your two energies, because I don't see it working out. Okay? You're here to learn from each other, but not continue this relationship. Okay, those were all very negative cards, but the negative stuff is actually here to propel us forward. Okay, I hope that was helpful, my dear. And then, yeah, I mean, if she does, it's not great for either of you, and vice versa. It's not good for you to reach or for her to reach. Okay, the main energy I'm getting from the relationship is you think you've lost an opportunity. You haven't. There's another one coming your way. Okay, so stop focusing on these old bowls. There's one being given to you later. Okay, this is the emotional component here. You were not meant to be. All right, there's something else that could come your way. It's just important that you stand in maturity. Okay, and that she does as well. And you're so welcome. And Miss Myrita says a blessing in disguise. Yes, definitely. Yeah, being put through a lot. That I understand that. We've all been through relationships like that, and you were both kind of each other's catalysts for that, and you taught each other a lot. But it's important that you don't continue because you've learned a lesson. Okay. I hope that was helpful. I'm not that bold usually with readings, but when I get that many negative cards, it tells me that that was a serious life lesson for you both. Okay. You even took care of her kid. Yeah, I can see that. And you have no kids. Yeah, I don't either. And I've actually been in relationships with people with kids before I met Jonathan, and I understand what that's like. I do. Because I'm kind of a mom personality. I've got a son in Cancer, so I tend to mother everyone. So I hear you there. Okay. Oh, I so hope that was helpful, my dear. So let's see. Checking in. Blush Heart Love. Good to see you, my dear. I want to know, how will my exam go in November? Oh my goodness. Well, congratulations on all of the studies that you're doing. That is definitely blessed by Goddess Saraswati. Any mantras you do for Saraswati Devi can help you for examinations. She's really good at that. You can also have like mustard plants and things like that in your house. Any yellow flowers on your altar for her can help with testing. And a good mantra for you is Om Aim Hreem Shreem Saraswataye Namaha. And you can do that on a mala on Wednesdays, which is ruled by Vishnu, who preserves our knowledge, or Thursdays, Brihaspati, the guru of knowledge. So you can do that on both days if you want extra special Saraswati support. Okay, let's see how the exam's going to go. Now, know that I tell this to everyone. You have to incorporate AI into your career. That's really important, especially if you're studying in the Western school of thought, because I think they're leaning too heavily on that, in my opinion, because we need each other as humans. But it'll eventually pan out. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I'm getting some really good hits from Spirit. Now, you've been studying a lot. When I see this, this tells me that you've been doing a lot of work. And you pray to Hanumanji and Shivaji. They're your favorite. Om Ham Hanumataye Namaha. Oh, Ajaneyaya Vidmahe Vayuputraya Dhimahi Tanno Hanuma Prachodayata. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. And then if you're really nervous before your exam, you can do this one. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukamiva Vandana Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Om Peace Peace Peace. Oh, Hanumanji and Shiva are beautiful. I'm so glad that you love them. I got good cards for you. Yes. This tells me that with your prayers, with your extra studying, with your working really hard, I got the King of Pentacles. This is good. This is excellent. So this tells me that through your chanting, through your studying, through your dedication to what you're doing through your exams, you will be justly rewarded, okay? So things will go well, especially because the King of Pentacles is all about material discipline, really sticking to what your goals and objectives are and keeping the big picture in mind. As you can see, he's got the elements of Taurus here because he's all about stability and bringing lots of prosperity to his own kingdom. Okay, now what is this going to open up for you? This is the kind of spirit that I see you bringing into the examination. I got the lovely and beautiful Page of Wands. This is going to bring in just an incredible, youthful, spontaneous energy once you pass. Like, I see this as you celebrating after the exam. Okay, a lot of enthusiasm. New ideas and plans are going to be opening up for you. You're going to really, settling down is going to be difficult because you're going to have a lot of limitless possibilities coming your way. Okay, so make sure to study and stay grounded. As long as you stay on that track, I see you doing very well in the examinations and celebrating afterwards. Okay, so just stay disciplined. Make sure that you're on the right track and you'll be able to celebrate afterwards. And your creative energy is really going to bring you in a direction that you love. But know that you're going to probably be offered multiple opportunities. They're going to be at like a lower level, but it's going to give you the opportunity to rise to other positions later. Now, after that occurs, this is important because they're going to be offered so many opportunities. It's important that you stay in your right path, because this is the only warning card that I have for you. I got the Hanged Man reversed. So there could be make sure that you're not sacrificing too much of yourself in your job to make other people happy, or lingering in the past to try to control outcomes that are coming your way once you do accept the job, because any kind of resistance that you meet is just here to test you, because once this goes up right, there's enlightenment that follows afterwards. Okay, so you're going to do great. Just stay in your lane, keep that disciplined study habit up, It's going to open up a lot of opportunities, but don't martyr yourself for other people, okay? Especially when you step into a new position. When you're going to your interviews, make sure that you're asking as many questions as they do so that you can find out what the overall dynamic of the office is and that you're not being used or abused for your abilities, especially because you're coming in with this fresh, youthful, amazing energy, okay? That's the main energy that I got. And I'm so glad the chants are pleasing to you. I mean, I just felt the need to say them because it was like, ah, yes, you love Hanumanji and Shiva. That's beautiful. Okay. And then Venus says, we don't learn lessons we're supposed to in relationships. It will keep attracting the same relationships until we do. 100%. I completely agree with you, Venus. Thank you for that. All right. All right. So, that was so much fun, you guys. We have someone else in the audience. Akash Singh. Okay. Well, I was right about to close out, but I will go ahead and do your question really quickly. It's lovely to see you. I hope you watched the replay because I gave Vedic readings for June, and it's based on rising sun and moon signs, depending on where you're at, and it's the sidereal zodiac. So, okay. Not getting anything there. Like number 8, does Ashwara Kamboj love me? Oh, well, let me just look at the overall dynamic for you guys, okay? And you're so welcome, Blush Heart Love. Thank you for joining us. It's so great to have your energy in the chat. Appreciate you. And it helps if you guys subscribe as well because YouTube is going through a lot of algorithmic changes. So it helps with the overall energy there. Okay. Whew. All right, now is not the time for love in this relationship. Okay. Akash Singh, the main reason I say that is I got Queen of Pentacles reversed. There is a material misunderstanding dynamic. The material is not working out here. There's not a grounded place that you're both coming from. Okay. Then I got the 9th house. This is the 9th house of travel and long distance. Okay. There are some philosophies that are going to need some review, some reevaluation. This could also need physical distance. Okay. There's the way through this is balance in the relationship. Okay. Now, I would not recommend getting in a relationship right now because it's not being supported by spirit. Because this is Shtisha Prajna. When she arrives, stillness can become your strength. So she represents a state over, she's from the Mahabharata, and she is mastery over attachment and reaction because her balance is achieved through equanimity and not avoidance. So it's important that you don't try to see your relationships from this kind of rose-colored glasses perspective and really see the reality of what it is, because this person is not ready. Okay. It's because there are other things that are going on. This is philosophies, long distance, a lot of things that are going on that are not a projection of the inner stability needed, because harmony emerges through conscious alignment. So it's important that you both seek compromise through mutual understanding, because that is not here right now. Okay. Mindful practices, equilibrium, clarity, actual yoga. She's doing the tree pose here. Know that peace will arise for you when your mind stands steady and you can actually see what's going on in front of you rather than what you want it to be. Okay. Seeing things from reality is so important, especially with Shani and Pisces, because he's taken off our rose-colored glasses when it comes to relationships with each other and saying, look at this from a very practical point of view, because if you don't, you're going to regret it later, because he's our karmic teacher and he's looking out for us. Okay. So a really good mantra that I think you can do on Saturdays, this is called Saturn days, is Om Pram Prim Pram Sa Shanishwaraya Namaha. And you can light a sesame oil lamp, focus on the flame, or a depiction of Lord Shani, and do that 108 times via a mala on Saturdays, and that can help you kind of see through some of the illusions regarding the relationship. Okay, my dear? Oh, I hope that was helpful. Okay. Yes, and that is Shani Dev's mantra. Yes, he can help you see the reality of the situation. Okay, he's one of my favorites because he rules many of my houses and my moon as well. So, yeah, he's a great deity to work with as far as seeing the reality of things and dealing with our karma responsibly. Okay. And he also loves mustard oil. And there's a lot of things that you can do for Shani Dev. You can feed the crows. You can give charity, any iron or steel items on Saturdays, anything that you do for servants, the poor, anyone who struggles with disability. All of those things are supported by Lord Shani Dev, especially if you do it with Seva, which is selfless service. Okay. So, Venus, so thank you for the hearts, my dear. All right, so we finished all of our questions. I want to thank everyone for being here. Angel Hernandez, welcome to the chat. It's so good to see you. How do you know so much about Indian gods? I am part of, Sivananda Saraswati. I'm part of his tradition, and I am a Vedantic, how do I say this? What would you call me, dear?
Astrology
Yeah,
practitioner.
yeah. So I'm a Jyotish practitioner, a Vedic astrologer. I studied under Komilla Sutton. My husband studied under the Sivananda tradition since the 1970s. I'm practiced in yoga and Vedantic sciences. So it's lovely to have you here. And I know the planetary deities, and I actually have a full-on practice. Our house is our little ashram. So it's lovely to see you. I hope you follow and continue to look for those Vedic remedies and cures, because they really do help us tap into our divine Ishtadevata and seek those divine names from birth to death. So it's lovely to have you here. And Miss Myrita is part of that tradition too. Oh, big hugs to you, Jonathan. He's there behind the golden light. There he is.
Follow me into the light.
Follow me into. Oh, I love him. Okay. Oh my goodness. And it's lovely to see you too, Akash. I hope you follow. It's great to see you. And thank you all for being here. And thank you, Venus. Oh my goodness. Miss Myrita's laughing. And Akash says hi, sir. So yeah, oh my goodness. So I am sending you all tons of love. Indra, God of Lightning, was here tonight. That was a beautiful show that he put on to help with the readings. I hope that you guys found that helpful. And I am sending you all love as you move into the next week. Know that next week I am going to be doing readings at the beginning of the show by sign for Jupiter entering sidereal Cancer. He's exalted in Cancer, but that means a lot of volatility for the United States because it's the 8th house. Okay, so I'm going to go into that by rising, sun, and moon. So that's going to be the beginning of the show before I go into readings. So definitely tune in next week. I am here every single Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern. So I hope that you join us, and I'm sending you all love. Om Shanti, Om Peace, Om Love. Take care, everyone.